Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for the Six Nations again. It's been a while since we've seen this competition take place, and once again, we get to open with a very exciting fixture between Wales and Ireland. Now, there's a bit of a difference this year compared to last, and that is the fact that this game will be taking place from the Principality Stadium rather than the Aviva, which does give the Welsh the home field advantage. Hope you guys are all doing well. Looking through at what happened the last time that these two sides faced off for a Six Nations fixture. As you can see, Ireland at home were victorious, 29 points to 7. Then the other fixtures that Wales had, they managed to get themselves that upset win over the Scottish. They had a close loss to England. They had a close loss to France. And they had a very close loss to the Italians in their final matchup of the Six Nations. Looking through at Ireland, like we mentioned, they were able to get themselves the victory over Wales. They had their hard-fought match up against France, but in the end, the French just that little bit too strong. They managed to beat Italy by 51 points, taking down the English and then closing it out by beating Scotland in their final matchup. But we will be looking through at the starting lineups and reserves for both of these sides. Starting with Wales, it will be Gareth Thomas in the front row alongside Ken Owens and Thomas Francis. Then it will be Adam Baird at number 4. And number 5, you see it correctly. Once again, Alan Wynne-Jones. He is still there for Wales. That man's going to be playing till he's 50. I don't think many people would mind. He's still playing very good rugby. So I guess he might even be there till after the World Cup. Then in the midfield, not in the midfield, in the loose forwards, there's going to be Morgan, Tipperick, and also Talupe Falatau as the number 8. Thomas Williams starts at 9 with Dan Bigger as the 10. Hawkins and George North, the centre combination. Then out on one wing, Dyer. Out on the other wing, it will be Josh Adams. So he's normally on the left wing side, but actually moving him to the right for this contest. And then it will be Liam Williams slotting in at number 15. So no Lewis Rees-Zammit in the starting lineup for Wales. We have got quite a few people in the chat at the moment. We have got Nate, we've got Scrumless, we've got the May 5, we've got Humpet in there as well. And also Mr. Fantastic AJ said back again for Wales. Hopefully Wales can put on a good show. A win will be difficult for Wales, but a decent scoreline would be good, said Mr. Fantastic. Looking through at the Irish side that want to get themselves their first victory of the Six Nations. It will be Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Finlay Bilham slots in at number 3, so no Furlong in that starting lineup. Tyke Burns, and James Ryan as the lock and duo. Then it is Peter O'Mahony, Josh Van den Flower, and Caelan Doris. Now, the loose forward is somewhere that the Irish could win a match from with how strong that they have been in recent history. Jameson Gibson Park gets a start at number 9. Johnny Sexton at 10. Now, they're letting off fireworks inside of the Principality Stadium. I hope they don't do what they did in one of the Australian matchups, which was let off that many fireworks that they then had to wait for the smoke to clear to be able to start the game. It seems like they were relatively sensible with the amount that they let off, just enough to make it look cool, but not enough to set off these smoke alarms. Looking through at the rest of the back line for the Irish, it will be McCloskey, Ringrose, James Lowe out on the left, Hansen out on the right, and then Hugo Keenan slots in as number 15. But do let me know your score predictions in the chat, ladies and gentlemen, for this exciting matchup. It will be starting in only 6 minutes' time between these two sides. And we absolutely know everyone's out there on the field. They're going to throw everything into this game. It's the first of the Six Nations. Some big matchups coming for both of these sides next week. Just having a quick look through at what is next for the competition. This is next week's fixtures. Ireland at home up against the French. Scotland, they will be taking on the Welsh. So you'd have to say if Wales win this game up against the Irish, I feel pretty confident in their game up against Scotland. They had a close game with them last year. Maybe could be the case once again. And Ireland by 30, says Roloff. That is a bold prediction. Are you predicting Wales to have 0 on the board, though, Roloff? Because I know that last time you predicted a 0, you jinxed the team. Once again, we are hearing the Welsh national anthem at the moment for the sides. But like I mentioned, there's a lot of talent out there on this field, and everyone is definitely going to want to put on an absolute show for this first match. We have got, how did you get rid of the black wallpaper when you are at the scoreboard? Pretty much that is a background that I have added. So that is how you get rid of the black. I don't know whether backgrounds are available on the free version of StreamYard, though. That is the only thing that I can't tell you, but I think maybe it's not available. But yeah, the black background is just because it hasn't got a background there, I guess. I changed now. I say bye, says Roloff, and also hopefully Wales can keep the score reasonable, which I think they should be able to. Both of these sides, you'd have to say, as international sides, a little bit out of practice. We haven't seen them in action since November, so that's beneficial for both sides to just get their feelers out there, try and work out what their tactics are. At the end of the day, yes, the Six Nations is very important for both of these sides, don't get me wrong, but I think deep down both sides are looking at what they can do to improve before they get to the big dance in France later on this year, which is the Rugby World Cup. Only 6 months or 7 months away. So not a lot of time to be able to fully get prepared. Do also let me know your score, or not just your score prediction, sorry, but let me know who you think will be the first try scorer of this matchup. Looking through the lineups, I think there's going to be a good shout for either Josh Adams or James Lowe. One of those two, I feel, will score the first try of the match. And I think it's going to be when they beat the other man down that wing, which is the other man that I mentioned, but Warren Gatlin. He'll be a happy man. He's still got a job at the moment. Eddie Jones, he's moved his way over to Australia. That is one change that we've seen. We're going to see Borthwick in action a little bit later on for the English, and also Josh Adams, yelp, says Grumless. I don't know whether I said yelp correctly there. Hopefully it wasn't too bad. Ken Owens focused the moment for this matchup. I'm just trying to think through other players that we've got missing from this match for the two sides. I believe I didn't see a Robbie Henshaw for the Irish. We also didn't see Tyke Furlong in that starting lineup, of course. Looking through the benches, though, for these two sides, you will also not see a Tyke Furlong, but you do see a Conor Murray. A lot of experience there. Jack Conan. The thing is, with how well the loose forwards have been playing for the Irish, it's hard to actually get minutes as a loose forward. Bundy Aki there as well, though. Then for the Welsh, you'd have to say Reece Kerr could be a handy man at scrum time. Tommy Reffel and also Alex Cuthbert will get that chance later on. It looks like they are just quickly putting some Vaseline on the ear of Ken Owens. Unfortunately, already looks like it's been busted open during the warm-ups. I hope Conan gets minutes. And Wales' massive boost with Gatlin returning. However, they are a side on transition. And we'll find Ireland too good here. Ireland 17 plus. A huge away win for me. It's the prediction there from Jack Lewis. Like they've just said, Joe Hawkins, only 20 years of age. So this is probably, you'd have to say, one of his biggest matches that he has played of his career. And it's up against an informed Irish side that would like nothing more than to get their Six Nations off to a massive win before heading over to Ireland to play up against the French. We are not too far away from kickoff, ladies and gentlemen, inside of a Principality Stadium. Of course, the weather conditions, they're fine because it's inside of a stadium. So that is something they don't have to worry about. Harry Ringrose on the outside. I like that Ringrose-McClousey combination when they were in New Zealand. It did seem to work quite well up against the Kiwis, and I wouldn't be surprised if it does work quite well here up against Wales as well. Hello, Six Nations times, and while I want Wales to win because I'm Welsh, there's Ireland, our world number one. I think we have a good chance, but we will lose to Ireland, says Ollie's World. Yeah, Principality, it seems to bring out the best sometimes in this Welsh side. I mentioned it on my last URC live stream. I said it seems to be that a game at Principality Stadium, when the crowd are right next to the stadium, packed in like sardines, you just feel the tension in the air. And Wales, they've had some pretty good performances from Principality. They were unlucky up against the Australians last year when they did end up losing. I believe it was about 34-39 in their matchup. Their halfback Puring is one of the best. And World Rugby, Conor Murray, so underrated, says Jack. Yeah, the fact that you've got Conor Murray coming off the bench, I think there's going to be 2 red cards. Is Bundy Aki going to get both of them? That's another big question. No, I think, that would be a question. Who's going to get the red cards if they get one, Katie? Do let me know. But Johnny Sexton going to be kicking off the Six Nations 2023, and we're underway. Taken by Thomas Williams. And does look for the clearing kick. Just stays in the field of play. So Hugo Keenan now going to be able to run it back at the line. Thomas Williams actually the man who makes the tackle there as well. Murray goes off now to the number 8. I believe that's going to be Kalen Doris. Now wide cut-out pass from McCloskey, gives it to James Lowe, who actually went with the kick early on. Looking for a bit of territory here. Liam Williams just watches that ball into his own and goal area, but it has been taken back. They do need to clear it. Josh Adams manages to get the ball away, but that's only going to be 10 or so metres out from the Welsh line. Murray starting, isn't he? Says Jack. That is true. I believe Connor Murray. When did they change it from Jameson Gibbs and Parker? Has it always been Murray, and it is just that my statistic was wrong, maybe? And also Liam Williams and says Graham Lass. And I imagine you were colourblind watching this season of Mum. It would be a tough one to watch, that is for sure. But one thing's for sure, you're going to get to see plenty of action out there at Principality Stadium. Dan Sheehan at the back of the rolling ball here for Ireland, sitting 10 metres out from the Welsh line currently, breaking off the back. Charging at the line, but taken down well in the tackle by the young number 6 for Wales. 10 metres out. Slowly creeping closer, asking for the penalty advantage, but they won't get it now. It's Andrew Porter to cut us here earlier on in 2022 for a good cause. Has managed to grow it back now, and as dangerous as ever around the side of a breakdown. Tyke Byrne receives it on the inside. 5 metres out from the line now. Murray goes to Sexton inside ball. Big run here from James Ryan, just held up half a metre short of the line. One more pass. Doris is over, and Wales have conceded in the first 2 minutes of the match, and the Irish strike early, and they do strike well. And here we go, says Jack Lewis. Brilliant try. Kalen Doris said that inside line's got my name all over it, and I am certainly going to take that opportunity when it comes. Kalen Doris, first try, definitely not last of the Six Nations as well. He's going to have at least 3 tries, I'm going to say, throughout the Six Nations competition, but they do end up conceding early. Johnny Sexton, one of the key factors once again. As much as people like to say Ireland need to get rid of their fly half eventually, and who's going to be next? At the moment, Johnny Sexton, he's like Alan Wynne-Jones. He wants to play till he's 58, and I think with the amount of skill that he's shown over the last couple of years, he might just, well, he's not going to be able to do it, but he might just go through for another couple of seasons, even though he says he's going to retire after the World Cup. If he gets that itch back, he'll want to keep going. Oh, well, I might as well turn my TV off, says Ollie there. And also try for Ireland in 2 minutes, says John. Going to go to bed at halftime, getting tired, says Amelia. And there, no worries at all. It is a late night for us here in New Zealand and Australia for these matchups. But Kalen Doris received that short pass. Very well done by the Irish to start them off. But now it will be the big number 3. Let's get the start rather than Tyke Furlong at 3 for Finlay Bealham. I couldn't remember his name for a second there, so I was stalling while I remembered it. But now to look by Falatau, sitting just inside of Irish territory now. Wynne-Jones goes with a short pass. A nice tackle made by Josh Van den Fleer. Now Adam Baird linking up with Dan Bigger on the outside, who's dropped in the tackle by James Lowe. Rolled into touch for Liam Williams, and that is going to be now an Irish line-out throw. And that was a sweet try, it was. And tell you what, Johnny Sexton at the moment, he, for me, is the ringmaster of this Irish side. And I don't know whether it's just me, but I think he's gotten so much better in the last kind of 1 or 2 years in terms of his support, finding that perfect pass. Like, I think he's just improved more and more, which I think is one of the, not big reasons, but one of the reasons that Ireland have been in such great form. It's because the ball is moving silkily out that back line. Connor Murray now putting up the box kick. He's driving it down to 40 metres out from the Welsh line. Brilliantly taken by Josh Adams. Gets up and gets underneath it. Thomas Williams now goes off to Ken Owens, who did have a bit of Vaseline on the ear in the warm-up. He did end up ripping it open, unfortunately. That cauliflower ear of his. Going to be painful for him later on. It will sting in the shower, certainly. But do you know what stings more in the shower? A loss. That is something that Wales won't want. 5 minutes in already. That's flown by. 5 minutes in. This first match of the Six Nations. Pete O'Mahony His first carry. Now, that man has a bit of a habit of getting dropped on his head every time he plays rugby, but always gets up, which is the main thing. Solid start for Ireland, exactly right. Alan Wynne has forgotten his walking stick, says Jack Lewis. Sexton is a bloody maestro with those cross kicks there. Sighted canvas is going to be put up high again from Conor Murray. This time, James Lowe takes it, but does drop it on the ground. They'll go back for the original penalty advantage. And Ireland will get themselves the penalty. And this will probably be Sexton's last Six Nations. It's a shame to think, but yeah, at some stage, the torch is going to have to be passed. And the question is, who is going to get that torch? Is it going to be possibly, they've got Carberry, Kieran Frawley, Byrne. There's quite a few options at the moment, but it's the question of who's going to be that next big guy. Ireland, if we click, we'll hammer them. No contest, says Barry Power. And Wales need some position. If Ireland score again next, this game could turn ugly, and we all want close game. Nobody wants a blowout, says Jack. Read that as Johnny Sexton is a bloody maestro with his Crocs on. Well, he may just be. Well, I don't know if Johnny Sexton owns any Crocs. He might rock a pair of Crocs, though, Johnny. I feel like he gets some all green ones. Nice short ball off to Gary Ringrose. He spins out of one tackle, but taken down by Morgan. Another big fend, that time from Dan Sheehan. Wales need to make sure they're making every tackle possible. Nice run from Porter, tackled by his opposite number, Francis. Now off to the short side again. Quick hands from Ireland. Here goes Byrne. Almost able to break through. In fact, sorry, it was Hugo Keenan. Now Murray with the short ball. Getting forced backwards there. Tyke Byrne, always distinctive with his blue headgear. Peter O'Mahony now. It's them within 7 metres for the Irish. Andrew Porter makes an extra 3. Looking off to the right-hand side, goes short to Finlay Beelham. Another advantage, this time for offside against the Welsh. Murray gives it to Byrne. Just decide to take the contact himself. Loses a metre or two in the process. Bit of a counter-ruck from the Welsh here as well. They might be able to get over it. Yes, they do, and it will go back for the penalty. That's probably a miniature win, you'd have to say, for Wales there, as they won't have to worry about the 7, you would think. Anyway, maybe Ireland do consider kicking for the corner. Johnny Sexton, outstanding fly half today. If the island of Ireland get 3 injuries, the World Cup is over, says Krampus there. And also lost form and injuries. And Oi just got home from a concert. How's it going? Says they're doing very well. First game of the Six Nations, always very exciting time. Tyke Byrne down. That's not exciting, though. Hopefully he is going to be all right. Might have gotten a little bit of a neck cruncher. And I want to watch Six Nations played entirely by Ruggers and Crocs. Says the Scrumlates. And whatever happened to Jacob Stockdale? I know he plays for Ulster. Is he not on the squad at all? Oh, did he make it into the Irish squad? I've heard his name mentioned, but I don't know if it's in the Irish setup. Instead, took their toll. Injuries took a toll on him. And Ireland should be able to get this win, says Ed. Good seeing you back, lad, says DJ Mills. It's good to be back for international rugby. I'll be honest. Yes, the URC, I always love watching it, always love commentating it. Sevens is great as well. But there's something that gives you that special gut feeling about an international game of rugby union that we've lacked since November. And now we've got it back. And I'm glad it's not going anywhere anytime soon. We're covering all of the Six Nations on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So if you are new, be sure to hit that subscribe button. Driving hard at the line there once again for the Irish. 2 metres out. In fact, that's now driven to 1 metre. Can Ireland strike again? They've got another advantage. Finlay Beelham now goes short pass. They're over. Is that Doris again? Is it Doris? Turn around. Show me your back. It's a weird sentence, but I think it was Kalen. No, this time it's James Ryan who goes in, gets himself another try. And they are on fire. 12 minutes in. Well, number 2. And out says Barry, and Stockdale is smartly being saved for the World Cup, and Andy Farrell is a mega coach that is taking over this Irish side. And Wells says Dragon Celt. Or Celt, I should say, sorry. I always say that wrong because we've got a team locally that plays in cricket and rugby, and they call themselves Celtic rather than Celtic. So that's why the confusion is sometimes there. Like they've just said, when Ireland get close, it's very hard to stop them. And they know exactly how to get over the line. 39% for Wales. Ireland are not world number one for nothing, says Finton. Also, we go there, try. I don't understand any stay up this late. This proves I'm a damn lightweight when it comes to staying up late, says Amelia. I think it just takes practice. Like, my body is probably so sleep deprived that if I actually, that's the thing. Once after doing like a whole all-nighter live stream and whatnot, I actually slept for 25 hours, which is probably about how much sleep I am behind at the moment. But the thing is with that, that's another penalty to Ireland for, I believe, the player not rolling away in time. And that was Talupe Falatau penalised for this one. But yeah, I think it's my body is so used to being sleep deprived that these live streams feel like a breeze. Like, I'll still yawn every once in a while, but that's just, I guess, human nature, isn't it? As we might hammer Wales. I want this to be a tight game. Well, I was expecting this to be a tight game, and also we've got distracted sports. And the chat has said, for the love of sweet Jesus, I'm awake. WTF? Your body must have known, mate. Knew that there was international rugby just around the corner and knew that you didn't want to miss it. And Wales haven't touched the ball, says Jack. That is also very true. Or they've had 23% of the possession, apparently. I assume that about 22% of that is probably when they kicked off for this matchup. Dan Sheehan throws it in. Peter O'Mahony has a headbutt with his teammate, or as he likes to call it, a warm-up. Now, Josh Van der Flair goes off to Sexton. Put him behind. This is a good chase here from Hugo Keenan. The mark's taken. Liam Williams, is he happy with that one? He's a little bit annoyed with the fact that he got taken out after calling the mark. And the island of Ireland on a rampage, says Krampus. It was either that or the anal bleeding, says Distracted Sports. We'll assume this, but hopefully that gets better. I would go to a doctor with that one, Distracted Sports. Best not to just wait till it goes away, I'd say. And hey, morning, Mr. Distracted Sports, welcome in. Says Nate, currently on the halfway line here for Ireland will be James Ryan. In fact, no, this time it is Tyke Burnt, the other Irish lock. Murray goes back across the Porter. Sexton, pressure put on him, and it's kicked him behind now by the Welsh. Now, was that accidental offside? Either way, it was close to a chance for Rio Dyer. Taken back by the Irish. It will be a 5-metre scrum, but my question was Rio Dyer ahead of Adams when he kicked that ball? Okay. They're going to be checking this one. I thought Rio Dyer was in front, to be honest. Oh, no, it actually hit his foot. Never mind. It's all fine then. But there's apparently almost a deliberate knock-on somewhere. Hello. I like it when the island of Ireland gets angry, says Crumpus. Oh, did it hit the hand? No. We'll see it from this angle. This will show it. Okay, this won't show it because Matt Hansen is in the way. So it is going to be a 5-metre scrum now for the Welsh. I'm going to bed in 5 minutes. Such a lightweight. My body wants rest, says Amelia. Although, to be fair, it is the middle of the night, so it makes sense that you would want to possibly sleep. And you can always catch the replays tomorrow. And he tackled Sexton very well, says Dragon Cal. Yeah, wrapped him up nicely right around the midsection, which is what you have to do up against Johnny Sexton. Put him under pressure early to then cause problems. Speaking of problems, Connor Murray has been a real nuisance at that scrum, and it's worked out for him as Wales were forced back an extra 5 to 10 metres, but they're still in possession. Alan Wynne-Jones, another advantage, this time actually in favour of Wales rather than Ireland. Good leg drive from Adam Baird, ball ripped away, and the penalty goes the way of Wales. And they should do a game like Crusaders versus Leinster. It will be a game where two great teams battle it out for the greatest club team in the world, says Gotenda. Yeah, the Club World Cup, we've talked about it many times, hoping that one day we will get to see it. It seems like, though, we still have to wait a little bit longer. I'm hoping, like, if they wanted to do, like, a Club World Cup in 2025, I think a lot of people would be like, absolutely do it. Right, Wales actually opting to take the 3 points here rather than the 7, which is strategic, but also possibly something that might bite them in the backside later on in the match. The sheep herders are getting excited, says Barry. I feel like as a Kiwi, I can't really comment on sheep herding because we also have a lot of sheep. So, yeah, a lot of sheep, in fact. Although I think we've got more cattle now in New Zealand than sheep. Fun fact. Great commentary. Go the Irish, says Ben. I appreciate you being here, mate. Do let me know, ladies and gentlemen, who's the next try scorer for the Irish? We've already seen one from Caelan Doris. We've seen one from James Ryan. The trend at the moment is headgear scores tries. So that means we might get to see maybe Josh Van den Flair, Tyg Byrne. There's quite a few other guys with the headgear on. Mac Hansen, another big drive from Dawkins. Now, just inside of their own 22 now, Wales. They'll be looking to put the ball high. From Thomas Williams, looking to get this one. Rio Dyer waits, but Hugo Keenan glides and gets that ball nice and early. Counter ruck from Wales, losing their footing, though, unfortunately. Hey, Hamish, I'm drunk, says Spacebar. Welcome in. Hope you are doing very well. And are you Welsh, says Dragon Celt. And also, I'm of Irish descent. And LFG Stormers. Sharks are hot garbage, says Carl. And hey there, I'm drunk. Everyone's drunk. I should mention, drink responsibly, kids. It's Hansen. He's playing. He is indeed on the right wing for this matchup. Did I just say drink responsibly, kids? Drink responsibly, adults who are of legal drinking age. Although the Irish are normally pretty decent at drinking, aren't they? There's one thing that George has informed me about as Irish workers. They'll down pints like it's water, and it has zero effect on them. Now, back across Sheehan goes to McCloskey, takes some big contact there just inside of the 22 now Ireland. Continue to attack. Caelan Doris already getting himself one try in this match. Hello, I'm drunk, says Ollie's well. Everyone's just on the piss, aren't they? By the sounds of it. I'll get drunk too, says Crumpus. And here I am. Hello, I'm drunk, says Amelia. I'm drunk as well, says Carl. I'm just on water. I feel like I'm missing out. Almost the turnover for Liam Williams. Little knock on the ground, though, so it is going to be the scrum now for the Irish. Yeah, Liam Williams. Good work initially to get his hands on the ball, but then just ended up slipping out of the fingertips. Currently 16 minutes through this matchup. Do you see the score sitting 14 points to 3? Now I want to go to bed. Or now I don't want to go to bed, says Amelia. Germans are crazy good drinkers and cause some chaos, says Crumpus. And let me take a sip of my Sharks tears real quick, says Carl. And there'll be plenty of them after that last performance. Just talking about the ruck speed. Ireland, I was about to say the best in the world when it comes to ruck speed. And I think that's accurate, isn't it? I'm drunk, says Blues. It's going to be another advantage for Ireland. McCloskey now. Getting held up. It's going to become a rolling maul. They want to try and keep this ball in there. They do, but they're going back for the initial penalty again. Who Sharks? So it was the Cell C Sharks. They were defeated, unfortunately for them. Didn't quite go the way that they planned. And also getting drunk, speaking fluent Welsh by halftime, says XCT. See, I could say something, but I decided not to because, of course, we might have Welsh viewers. I don't want to offend anyone. I was going to say something along those same lines, but I called it. Ireland are getting mad, or are going mad, and those Irish women are tough. Says Crumpus, is Vernon anywhere to be seen? I wonder if we will see him today. I don't know. Seems to be a bit of a mystery man. Old Vernon, doesn't he? Or Vernon, sorry. And they were not defeated. They got, I can't say the word, on YouTube. And also, Wales, where you at? In Wales, playing this game, yeah. Johnny Sexton, going to be lining up the three-pointer now. Deep breath taken. And it's over. Nice kick from Johnny Sexton to give Ireland now the 17-3 lead at the moment. This came out of the blue. It's hilarious, says Amelia. And also we've got the Irish about to have the third try, says Ed. I guess the one lucky side of things is the fact that they didn't decide to take it on. Instead, went for the 3 points, get that 14-point lead again. Of course, bonus points are important in the Six Nations. So Ireland will be searching for that as well. You need 4 tries. I have to get the bagpipes out. You might need to for the next game, of course. England going to be going head-to-head up against the Scottish. But Conor Murray, another box kick, goes high. Waiting for this one to come down. Dan Bigger takes it nicely in the air, passes it off to Thomas Williams, looks for his offload, does find the man on the inside. Now offloaded off his back. Thomas Williams now to Felipe Falatau. Dan Bigger. Midfield Hawkins. Gives it off to Rio Dyer, who's a long way off his wing, but this is effectively working at the moment. Looks like maybe Peter O'Mahony's body shutting down. Unfortunately, that man, he has more head knocks than there is the population of Ireland. Going off to the left-hand side. Looks like something in his midsection, though, for Peter O'Mahony, or maybe the knees have given out. Rio Dyer moves to 25 metres out from the line now. Yellow bagpipes are Scottish. They are. You probably offended all of Wales and all of Scotland in one statement. Second half, Wales come on. Fire up, says Blues Nate. Still going forward. Oh, Peter O'Mahony makes a tackle, even though he's a walking injury at the moment. Stolen by James Lowe, and it's a foot race. Lowe is well and truly pulling away from Dan Bigger. The third try of the match for the Irish. They are doing very good here. Did you watch the Under-26 Nations game last night? Sadly, didn't get to see it in the end, but we'll certainly be giving it a look at some stage. Low as a Kiwi. Sorry, Wells, no disrespect, brother. Says Fates on, let's go, says Dragon Celt. Matt Jover says Barry Power. It's looking like that at this stage. Unfortunately, like on paper, she was looking like it should have been a little bit closer, just because everyone was saying maybe Irish side, they were going to lose a bit of their form from last year and that Wales were going to fire in, and it hasn't happened. An Irish show for Wales. Yeah, not good. Not good at all. Straight to sports. How awake are you? Do you want to come on for a halftime chat? Or are you in your bed? You might be in your bed, and also with the bleeding, might be a bit painful. Also, try. Ireland says Scrumless, and also whoever wins the Six Nations is my pick for the World Cup, and Marty Boy gone, says Nate. Called it, says Ed. You were right. They've scored 3 already. And they've scored a point per minute of the Six Nations. That's hard. And Irish, it's already that time of the year, mate. I haven't seen you since last year. You're looking good with the haircut, bro, says, who am I? And they're welcome, mate. Hope you are doing very good. It has been a while, hasn't it? That's the thing. I always feel like depending on the competitions that we cover depends on the audience that we get. So it is good to see you. Hopefully you do stick around for the whole of the Six Nations. We'll get a catch up. But that is going to be kicked over. 24 points to 3. Okay. I haven't got pants on. Fair warning. Okay, so as long as your camera stays in the top half, she'll be right, won't it? May your anal bleeding be healed, says Scrumlass. Of course, that's to distract as sports. I was about to say my anus is fine, but it seems a bit rough. I know. And my favourite Northern Hemisphere team is Ireland, says Ed. And also, we've got there my 10th one, says Carl. Geez, you're getting through them and not really, lad. Wales, a very old team. Can't turn back the clock on Father Time, says Barry Power. But now, once again, Ireland. Little mistake handling-wise. And now Wales 10 metres out from the Irish line. They are going to have themselves a scrum. It seems a bit rough. No, it's all right, I think. I don't know what yeah. Did you get a haircut? I did. The hair is no longer long. Like, it looks relatively long on top, and it's hard to tell the difference, but it's short on the sides now. On there and on there. It's still a little bit long on top compared to how long I think I should have gone, but I trusted the barber, so that seemed like a good thing to do. Trust the barber, trust the experience. I didn't even notice the haircut. Looks good. You ladies get your number yet? No. I've left the house a little bit. But yeah, it's been too hot to go near anyone. It's just very, very warm at the moment here in New Zealand. Thomas Williams, damn bigger short ball, set play, working well. Hawkins, consider reaching out. Williams, wide cut out pass. Dan Bigger thought about going himself. And he's cost it a little bit. And the clean turnover for Ireland, and they win the penalty. Also, we have got there, looks clean damage finance broke up. Also, we have got there Bigger Butcher that he really did. I feel like drinking for 12 hours straight now. Yeah, that won't work well for your space bar. I think we might be even better than last year. Andy Farrell's doing great work and keeping the lads grounded, says Dragon Celt, and Wales in big troubles, says Shamir. And I do see you've got the English Rose with you. So, how do you think they'll go up against Scotland for their game that is just around the corner? That was a like 3-part sentence that I kept on dragging out. But yeah, how do you think they'll go? Let me know. That's not good, bro, says Scrumless. Is that for the drinking for 12 hours straight? See, if I drank water for 12 hours straight, I feel like I would feel bad. So I can't imagine doing alcohol for 12 hours straight. Now off again. Big run from Caelan Norris. Been very good throughout the start of this match. Has anyone taken a shot for every point or each point that Ireland scores? Confidence or condolences to your liver. As Ireland score 4 tries now? Not quite. They've got 3 tries currently. If they get one more, then they do walk away with that bonus point, which would be pretty big for the Irish. And also for real scrumlass and solid James Lowe, says Nate. Yeah, he's a good player, James Lowe. And he seems to be, am I right in saying someone from Ireland will be able to help me out in here? It seems to be that some people love him, some people don't like him out on the wing. Some people say he's too slow. But then others say it's his size that helps him down the wing. Either way, he's decent. He's a pretty decent player. Was bigger drinking for 12 hours straight? Yeah, with that not passing out wide, you'd have to think so. But so far, 25 minutes down, 7 penalties conceded from Wales compared to the 1 of the Irish. So when you look at something that has been costing them, you can't look too much further than that. Dan Sheehan now throws it into Peter O'Mahony. Takes it nicely. Caelan Norris off to McCloskey. This set play is very nice once again from the Irish. Almost a clean turnover for Wales, but just kept on the side of Ireland. Be interesting how Stevie goes with the England squad, says Nate there. A short ball to Sheehan. Tackled by Faletau. Oh, it's an advantage again. Unfortunately, to look by Faletau. Second time in this match, he has been penalised for not rolling away quick enough. Can't wait for the France and Ireland match. It's going to be class. And with it being an Ireland, it just adds that little bit of an extra layer to the story that we've got building between those two sides. I called a huge Irish away win prior to kickoff. This is something else. Wales are looking shocking for a team with great players. Very messy, says Jack. And you wonder, yes, Wales are playing badly, but are they playing badly because of their own mistakes, or are they playing badly because Ireland have just come out like a house on fire and just kept on going and love to put 50 on this shower, says Barry Power. 1 more will really put this game away. A 4 lead would be too much for Wales, or too much of a lead for Wales to even possibly come back, says Dragon Cal. And they've decided instead to go for the 3 points here once again, Ireland. Morning, Hamish, says Connor Cahill. Welcome in, mate. Hope you are keeping well. Hope you are loving the Six Nations, I should say. And great intercept try, lad, says Connor Cahill. That's the thing. I used to get compared, like, this is going to sound weird now because I feel like there's not really much of a comparison anymore. But some people said that I used to look like James Lowe, which is probably very generous on their behalf. But now that my hair's shorter, I don't think I look like James Lowe anymore, if I ever did. So I don't know which player is now like my spirit animal, per se. You know? I feel like you need a player spirit animal. And 27-3 in the 27th minute. Yeah, they're still scoring at a point a minute here, Ireland, with no signs of slowing down. Ellen looking for a flight home. And mate, you still look like James Lowe, says Connor Cahill. And Marina Hamish and the Low Drunky Wales need some Kiwi players to win the Six Nations. And also we have got there who was telling you used to, they need to go to Specsavers, says Connor. I think it was just a haircut. I had the same hair as him, pretty much. It's the best way of describing it. Now Ken Owens on the halfway line, taken down low. Thomas Williams goes to Dan Big, a little chip and chase. And it's going to sit up nicely for Hawkins. Tried to find the miracle offload, and Sexton has had that catch beautifully. And now Ireland with the counter-attack, looking for the inside ball. Ringrose sides instead to take the contact. Hugo Keenan perhaps, says Barry Power. And now I would have been shocked if you and James Lowe have a common ancestor, says Katie. I'm delighted to see Ireland actually playing well. Wales and not helping themselves, though. Very poor discipline, I think, through Gatland. Gatland will get them playing better for the World Cup. Let me teach you some Welsh, Hamish. I am terrible at normally learning other languages. I know a little bit of Spanish, but Welsh, is one that I certainly know I would struggle with. Oh, Sexton, McCloskey, nice step, still going. He's had a good game, inside ball to Murray. Moving to 30 metres out from the line now for Ireland. Little kicking behind. Looking like they're just playing for a bit of territory. Liam Williams claims it, but slips. And James Lowe makes the tackle there as well. Or shared ancestor. Also, Borda says good morning. Is that correct, or is it something else? I think you look like Marco Vunipola. Very, very close. Penalty for the Welsh. Is there a bit of pushing? Yeah, there's Archie Bargy out there. Okay, Ireland not too happy about, I don't know what they're not too happy about. They're winning by 24 points. Surely it can't be that bad. I think Peter O'Mahony just wanted a couple more knocks on the head just to get himself fired up. Evening, Hamish. Thanks again for the commentary, my friend. No worries at all, mate. It's great to see you back again. Now, I have a bit of a question, Joss, because I know you were in Oman. Then you were in South Africa, I believe. Whereabouts are you now? Are you in South Africa again, or are you back in Oman? Do let me know. Hey, says Willie. Hello, Willie. Hope you're doing well. Come on, Wales. They've got to try and find some tries on the board. That 3 points, yes, it was nice for them, but they need more than that. A lot more than that. Why, Delilah? Or Delia? Says Crumpus. I thought we were doing a Hey There, Delilah sing-along for a second there. And now Wales with Talupe Falatau off the back of the line out. Keeps his hands on the ball, but Ireland with that quick ruck speed always make it extremely hard. And good, says Willie. Yeah, that's good to hear. Now Thomas Williams. So high. James Lowe thought he was going to run onto that one, then realised it was a lot further forward. Johnny Sexton runs it harder to prop. And I feel like that's going back to that point that I made earlier on, that Johnny Sexton's mindset has changed over the last couple of years to just play with zero fear and just go for it in every scenario. I'm so drunk, I need water. Well, I can't pass it through the screen, but be sure to drink plenty. There we go. Oh, I missed the table with that. Right, Williams has been able to take the mark inside of the 22. That's actually the second time that he's taken a mark while also getting tackled. Back in Oman, just went to England for Christmas to visit the grandkids. I worked till mid-June. The 2-month summer break split between South Africa and England, says Joss. You could demolish an entire building with just one of Finlay Bealham's femurs, says Scrumlass. Yeah, he's a tough individual, Bealham. Does that mean that you've just got a thing for the tight hair prop, Scrumlass? Because I know Tyke Furlong was your spirit animal, I guess you could say. But is Bealham now your favourite Irish? And also Borda. It's 2 words, slow down, take your time. I don't think I've heard many Welsh people talking slowly, though. You know, normally it's boom, that's the sentence, have that. Wales are set to concede more penalties than tries, if that's possible. And wait, can't I just admire their femurs? I don't know. I know that he was away in terms of Tyke Furlong, and I assume he's got pretty good, solid femurs as well. And Sexton is a bit of a freak of nature. And there says Barry Power. And also we have got there from Pope Bros a little oops. And the ghost of Eddie remains, says Crumpus. Dan Sheehan now throws the ball into Peter O'Mahony. Takes it at the front of the rolling maul. And Dan Sheehan, he'll be looking for the 4 for the match for the Irish, which would already be a bonus point. While still in the first half of this matchup, around the side, Connor Murray, 10 metres out. Sheehan steps one, steps another, drives his legs. 1 metre short now for Ireland. Now James Ryan off to Mac Hansen. Now I mentioned that more than likely it's going to be another player with headgear who would score, but then it was James Lowe. And his hair doesn't fit into headgear. That ball's gone down and it's a knock-on from Ireland. A little bit of a reprieve for the Welsh there. Don't worry, I still adore Tyke Furlong's femurs. Femurs are still my favourite. I just happen to admire Bealham's as well, says Scrumlass there. Yeah, it's got solid tree trunks, although one of those tree trunks is heavily strapped at the moment. I just heard someone say, yes, mate, and it sounded like it was the ref. So who was the ref talking to? Okay, he's talking about the scrum. Well, it sounds like the scrum lace reminds me of somebody. Does she remind you of Katie Dixon, Crumpus? Maybe. And come on, Wales, you can surely do something, says Willie. It would be nice to see Wales score before the end of the first half, just so that we know they've got something in the tank. You know? Just a little bit of something. Ken Owens looks like he's taking some deep breaths at the moment. This game is being played at a frantic pace at the moment. The first 34 minutes. I guess the benefit is they're not playing in South Africa, so it's not about 29 degrees Celsius, but it still ain't fun running around at that pace. My head hurts. Says Basebar. And I will tell Furlong next time I'm talking to him that he has a new stalker, says Barry. And I know who Scrum Lass is, says Crumpus. Okay. Help, says Basebar. Well, the thing is, if you heavily drink, the only real, well, there's not really an easy fix. It's more of the case of you've either got to try and sleep it off, which can be tricky to do so, or you just got to keep on drinking more and more water till you pretty much are 90% water. And look at the stats. Wales 103 tackles, 12 missed. Ireland 31 tackles, or 39 tackles, 1 missed. It's pretty intense, says Mountains of Asylum. And I feel a bit sorry for Wales, but not much for Gatlin, says Connor. And there. Now Thomas Williams about to feed the ball in for Wales. 5 metres out from their line, so still quite a bit of work to do before they get this one down the field. So the best case scenario, it's going to be a scrum reset. I've never touched alcohol, says Distracted Sports. We have a video of you, or a live stream where you were drinking, Distracted Sports. And a video too. But of course, that was just grape juice, wasn't it? What's it called? Sparkling juice. Sparkling what? No, what's it called? Sparkling water with the thing. Something like that. Anyway, it wasn't alcohol, of course. What we'll quickly do is send you that invite for half time, allegedly. Cannot be proven, can it? I can't remember there we go. Email, boom. We'll go like that and we'll go like that. There you go. You've got your invite sent. That's going to be the collapsing scrum penalty against Ireland. Finley Bilham looks like he's stuck his head in cocaine. He's got a lot of white powder on his face at the moment. Might have just headbutted a line though, but a different type of line than the other stuff that I just mentioned. I'm going to try and sleep. Good luck. Hopefully it goes well. On any other day, I'd agree with you. Wales to get a score, not today. I'll be happy, Irishmen, to see them stay at 3, says Mountains of Asylum. Right, thrown in by Ken Owens. Now Thomas Williams goes off now to Talupe Falatau. Nice drive from him. And Beard has to duck under it like it's a limbo pole. 4 minutes left. Great low tackle made by Josh Adams. Wales over the ball. 2 defenders, and they get themselves the turnover penalty. Okay, they need a bus driver as well, says Cited. That was very well done. Like I've said, the tide slightly turning a little bit just with that penalty. You feel like the momentum is slightly shifting, but not by much. You know, they still are down by 24. Wait, are you going to bed? Are the sun coming up sooner? New Zealand says Blues nay. Yeah, Spacebar is. I assume he's in New Zealand, I think. Yeah, I'm not going to bed until about 8 a.m. No, it's probably going to be like 9 a.m. And then I'll sleep throughout the day, wake up, and be ready to go for the live stream tomorrow night. Good morning, says Dyson. Welcome in, mate. It's good to see you once again. Early morning for yourself. I'm going to be Cole and your stockings next Christmas. Wales getting close. 5 meters out from the line. Thomas Williams goes off to Ken Owens, the skipper. Not quite over. But this time they might be. No, Wales just short again. It's held up. Oh, the ref was very quick to blow that one as held up. And that is going to be no try. They've been working so hard here at the moment. Jack Morgan almost so close yet so far away. Peace, Jay. Love y'all. There's Spacebar. See you later. Good luck. Hopefully you don't have a hangover tomorrow. Fingers crossed. Okay, they just want to check to see whether or not on his first go he was able to get himself over the try line. Are you vampire den lad? Says Barry, I do become vampire on the weekends just because of my sleep schedule not being correct. And this is the kind of behavior that makes red cards. Says Scrumless, right. Right, he was over the line slightly. Dragged it back into the field of play. It's going to be a no try and a goal line dropout. Great work from Andrew Porter. Are you streaming the England-Scotland game? I am. We've got a big night ahead of us, / a big morning, depending on how you look at it. But yeah, we have got that game as well. Should be a good one, hopefully. So many vampires here. What do we like? A coven of 5 now, says Scrumlass. That one's now kicked off with the 22 dropout. I think 2 minutes left in this first half. Hawkins does well. Like a few extra meters. He's been impressive at number 12. There's going to be a big knock on there from Wales, and it's another scrum for the Irish. And good Irish defence, though. Wales are coming into the game now, says Mountains of Asylum. And the big thing here is Wales, if they can hang on to that ball and just find some sort of momentum. Doesn't have to be a lot, but just some. Get themselves 1 or 2 tries. Build up something for that second half. Because it's not just about this game now. It's about that next game where they will be going head-to-head with Scotland. We're able to beat them. Wales might have beat them last year, in fact, for the Six Nations competition. But I should mention, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to have a guest at halftime coming up very soon on the channel. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. It's currently very early morning here in New Zealand, so you might see a yawn or two, but that is all right. Still 1 minute left in this first half. Ireland starting this match about as well. Whoopsies, that wasn't supposed to come up yet. About as well as you could have for a first half of a game of rugby. Now Johnny Sexton. It's the ball up high. Nicely taken by Josh Adams. Now 45 metres out from the line. Wales, one last chance. 40 seconds could separate them from being only 17 points down at halftime or still being 24. And Dan Bigger decides he wants to kick it. Put it up high. Waiting for this one to come down. A little bit of a juggle between players, but Josh Van den Flower able to clean it up. For the Irish now, Murray goes to Byrne. I think 40 out from the Irish line now. They might not be opposed to the idea of just kicking this ball into touch after 2 or 3 more phases. I think Conor Murray has got that in mind. Just looking for this ball, using up a bit more time, getting rid of Burns' headgear. Puts it up high. And now Dan Bigger. Great take again. He's been good under the high ball today, Dan Bigger. Finds his offload as well to Liam Williams. And as I still think France are the best team in the world, frankly, says Conor Cahill. And how do you feel Ireland being number 1, says Dyson? I feel like this game so far, they have proved why they are number 1 ranked in the world at the moment. They've been very good. Now short ball, Jack Morgan gives it off to Josh Adams. Down the, oh no. There was a bit of a tip tackle, or did he jump into it? I don't know what's happened to him there, but he's kind of flipped in a weird manner. They're going to be checking this one. As against France next week will be a cracking game. It certainly will be, and this time it's happening in Ireland rather than happening in France. Right, we're going advantage to going back to it as well. Penalty. Number 1 was already on the floor when Martin attacked. Oh, I can't do an English accent. Not very well anyway. At 4 a.m. And still got that solid defensive pattern. 3rd or 4th forces turnovers. Seen that through 2022, says Nate. Also, France are allowed to cheat to build up excitement for the World Cup. I mean, yeah, he was already down for it. And then Josh Adams kind of jumped. Oh. Whereas the Welsh player or the Welsh commentator is actually saying that it should have been something more. But you wonder about whether or not Adams did jump into that challenge. Now stolen. Dan Sheehan kicks it in behind. He's decided he wants to have a boot in behind and give it a crack just before the end of the first half. And both of these sides, they could play to 50 minutes at the moment, the way that they're going. Now Owens up to halfway. Williams goes back. Wales won't want this half to end. They'll want another few points on the board. Oh, Talupe Filatau's been taken out by his own teammate. Now Williams puts it back into the pocket. Dan Bigger, it looked like he was considering kicking for touch, but instead goes high. Takes it again, Dan Bigger. That is his third take of the year, and now the momentum's going their way. Jack Morgan down the wing, puts the grubber across, and unfortunately, Chiperick just doesn't quite have the toe needed to be able to run onto it. And that is going to be halftime, ladies and gentlemen. 27 points to 3. Now, I have to say, Ireland threw a little bit more at that near the end of the half, which was very much appreciated, I'm sure, from the Principality locals, hoping to see their side get back into this matchup. But nonetheless, it's half time, and that now means we get a special guest on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. He is, some of you guys will know him from one of the other, or a couple, in fact, of the other live streams we have done in the past. It is currently 4 a.m. here in New Zealand. He mentioned he doesn't have pants on. So we have to make sure that that camera is nice and high just in case. Nonetheless, ladies and gentlemen, you might remember him. It is Tony from Distracted Sports. Hello, bud.
Yeah, I'm here.
How's it going?
I feel like death warmed up, basically.
Nice one.
But you know what? When I do feel like death warmed up, there's no better face to be looking at than yours, Hamish, to be honest. So it fills me with glee to be here with you and your wonderful, wonderful patrons. How are you, mate?
Oh, we appreciate you being here. Doing well. I'll be honest, I have been up for about 21 hours, so I probably...
Why are you doing this to yourself? Why are you doing this to yourself?
It's fun, isn't it? It's good fun. I can sleep during the day.
You and I have different sort of versions of the word fun. Like, I don't know if it means the same thing to us. 21. So when are you going to go to? Then you got Scotland next.
Yep. So we will be going to bed at about, I'd say, 8 a.m. somewhere around there, and then.
Well, you know what I've got to do at 8. I've got to do. My daughter will be up about 6, so she'll probably watch the next game a bit of it with me. When I say watch it with me, she'll be like just punching me in the face, trying to get me to change it to Rainbow Rangers or something like that. So, and then we'll go paddleboarding. That's the plan in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Tides up.
I assume you guys would have been having the warm weather we've had down here as well, have you?
It's just been super muggy. My grundle has been dripping with a huge amount of sweat recently. But it's been muggy and the weather's been awful in Auckland all summer, which I'm sure you've heard. We've had torrential floods. It's been bad. It hasn't been good. But anyway, weather chat aside, what a half of rugby for my boys in green. My gosh. I do feel for the Welsh a wee bit. They love their rugby. I've got a lot of close affinities with the Welsh. They're definitely in my second team in Europe. I'd say definitely first would be Ireland, but they could not catch a break. Like if they had moments where they looked somewhat threatening, but just couldn't. Every call would go against them, which I don't think the calls were bad or anything like that, but they just didn't have it, and everything just seemed to go completely right for Ireland. Like it was quite a remarkable half. I thought you've been calling it relatively well, but how have you been seeing it?
I think Ireland from the get-go, there were questions of whether or not they were going to back up what they did last year, and straight away, 2 minutes in, just perfect passing straight over the line.
They look real quality, don't they? They're like across the squad. That forward pack is just the best in the world. They just look like world beaters right now, you know. And I think the game that we're all looking forward to is when they play Ireland. Now, well, not when they play Ireland, when they play France. That's when the rubber will really hit the road. But I don't think Wales have just quite got the cattle and such an incredibly experienced squad. I think they've got a combined like 600,000 years of experience behind them. They're all a bit long in the tooth, aren't they? Like Alan Jones, he's older than me, for God's sake. Is he older than me? How old is he? I'm pretty old.
We're going to have to do a quick Google. I believe he's about 39, Alan Jones.
I am 39.
He is, he's 37.
All right. Okay. Well, it's just a young pup. He's still got that new car smell, really, doesn't he? I didn't realize that Tard Furlong wasn't playing today. Was he injured? Is he?
I believe so, and that's kind of scary that they can have Furlong out and still play the way that they currently are. Like Jack Conan, he's another option that they haven't even got anywhere at the moment. Like it's just stacked at the moment for the Irish.
Yeah, I thought their front row all looked really good. They all look like really good attacking threats. They're not just making the game line, but they're putting other players on their bottoms, on their asses. Yeah, it's been impressive. And look, I just want to commend myself on one thing. I don't often give myself a pat on the back, but you know what? Haven't fucking sworn so far. Pretty good. Pretty good.
Starting the new year well. I mean, you also said that you hadn't never consumed a drink on a Kiwi Lads stream or anything like that.
No, I have never touched.
Surely you're not on the wine at 4 a.m., eh?
No, this is last night's. This is empty, so yeah, I regret drinking. Well, no, that's not a huge night when you get to my age. It's like a bottle of wine goes down. It's not too hard to put one away. I think my partner helped me out a little bit with it as well. You know. Anyway, how's Stefano?
Yeah, no, they're doing all right. I was going to say, speaking of putting things away, what do Ireland have to do in the second half to really build that momentum into their French game? And what do Wales have to do to try and get back into this? Because they've got 3 points.
Wales need a time machine. They looked really good during the anthem. That was when they looked the best, I thought. To be fair, I haven't watched the game going, oh, the Welsh look awful. Probably their discipline's been a bit, not been great when they have had real attacking threats, when they have looked like they were, going to make, get a try or something like that, or make a game of it. I thought going for that 3 was a bit odd. I think right then they were already 14 points down, and it was like 10 minutes, and I was like, you need to strike back. But I don't know, maybe they just want to get points on the board. So I would love to see the Welsh. I want Ireland to win, but I'd like to see the Welsh come back and make it somewhat competitive. But I think the game's gone for the most part.
Yeah.
The Irish, they just need more of the same, more of that intent, more of the crispness that they've got in their back line and also in their forwards. They seem to be a really cohesive unit at the moment. It's been a while since they've come together as a team, since November. But there doesn't seem to be any of that rust in around them. They just seem to be, singing off the same song sheet and just performing at an incredibly high level and looking like the number 1 ranked team in the world, which is what they are. And so they're living up to that pressure, which is huge right now. And, I think, Six Pants is doing bloody well out there, directing traffic. You're not saying his name very much, but he's just doing the right things, pulling the cords when he's meant to be doing, and that forward pack is just going forward. It's almost when they've had a couple of chances close to the line, it's surprising at the moment when they don't score. It's not surprising when they do score. I thought that I felt for the Welsh when there was that intercept try. That was James Lowe's intercept try. That was a moment where they were looking at their most attacking. That were their most threatening, the Welsh. So that was a big moment in the game. I think that really took the wind out of the sails out of an already beaten up Welsh team. So that was a huge moment. But more of the same for the Welsh. Time machine for the Welsh, and more of the same for the Irish. Yeah. What do you reckon, mate? What do you think that you see this game being competitive, or is it just going to be no chance of the Welsh getting back into it?
I want to say the second half should be closer than the first, just because Wales have already given away about 10 penalties. So surely it's either going to go one way, which is they end up with cards coming out and then Ireland run away with it, or they sort that discipline out. Because I think the one thing that's benefited them was they've given away so many different types of penalties. Like there's been not rolling away for Talupe Falata. I think he's been in a breakdown about 3 times. It just keeps on getting pinged for it. But
Yeah. Well, he's their most active player. Always is. Always the guy who's in the most, makes the most tackles, gets the most turnovers, does everything basically. So I think he naturally is going to be the guy getting pinged the most. But yeah, I don't know. I think wanting them to do well isn't the same as them actually doing well. I think it could be a bit of a bloodbath. What does this say about? Do we make any sort of conclusions as to the departure of Pivac and the incoming. I know it's an old new coach, but Gatland's in there. Is he trying to play a style that would have been, a decent style in 2007? But bloody hell, it's 2023 now. Is he the right man for this job? For a while there, they were at a point a minute for a long time, and I guess it's probably a bit harsh to already start, pointing the finger at Gatland. But for my money, I've never been a massive fan of Gatland. He had an awful record under the Chiefs. That's his most recent actual coaching, and he got promoted out of his job. He was doing so badly. What are your thoughts? Do you think you can make any conclusions in around old Gats at the moment, or is that a bit premature and a bit harsh?
I think there'll be heaps of comparisons between him and Borthwick for the English game. If Borthwick also struggles and Scotland beat England, it'll be the case of everyone will go, who's the coach that's going to get sacked first? Are we going to lose the coach again before the World Cup? Or are we?
Surely these guys are locked in for the next 12 months.
You'd like to think so. But
I don't think. I think they've already made their call. They had that one window to change coaches. I think it's just chaos right now if you're going to change coaches. I would be incredibly surprised if Wales, not only I'd be absolutely blown over if they win the World Cup, but I don't think at this stage who's in their pool at the moment and who's
they have got Australia, Fiji, Georgia, and also Portugal, I believe.
Jeez, they could imagine if they got popped off by it's not beyond the realms of possibility looking at the side, honestly, that they don't make it out and they get popped off by Georgia, who they lost to last year. Don't think that's going to happen, but I think that most likely they're going to go out in the quarters. Who are they going to get in the quarterfinal?
They're on I think they face either more than likely England, Argentina, or Samoa, I think, are their side of the draw.
That side of the draw is favourable, isn't it? As opposed to the
big time.
Poor old Ireland, the best team in the world, are either going to get the most successful, one of the most successful teams in us, or the other hot favourites, France, aren't they? And they're quarterfinal, and they've never won a quarterfinal. So that's going to be brutal, but exciting. I still don't see the Welsh going beyond the quarterfinals at this stage. I don't know. Do you hold more hope for them? What do you reckon? I put you on the spot, don't I, Hamish? You like to
you ask the good questions. This is like journalism at its finest, isn't it?
At its finest.
You got the hat to go with it too.
Yeah. That's shady. I wonder what the chat's doing. The chat's always so nice to me on your channel.
They haven't insulted you yet, I don't
Who's the dick with the hat? Or I get people going, oh, look at his room. He's got a window, dickhead. Something like that. Yeah.
They've been pretty friendly to you.
Love you guys.
This one.
Sorry.
Compass has said Scotland are like a fart that refuses to go away. But
wow.
The Scottish, but
I've been told I'm like a fart in a bottle. Like, you don't know how it got there, but you're not pleased about it. Yeah.
I see. But to answer your question about that group, I think, Australia should be through, theoretically. That's that spot. But I think it's anyone's game between Fiji, Georgia, and Wales because, the Fijians, I've caused a few upsets in the past. So
they sure have. Look, I didn't even think about them. The Fijians, the island teams always punch above their weights and get a upset or two at a World Cup. They just always seem to. I remember the Bloomin' Tongans bet the French at the 2011 World Cup in New Zealand, and the French went on to be in the final, for goodness sake. And the Welsh have a horrible history of losing to island teams as well. They always seem to have real classic doozy matches with the Samoans who aren't in their pool. They must be in the other pool.
Oh, and I do see the players. They have made their way back out onto the field now.
This is absolutely blown by this wonderful chat we've had. What a treat.
It's our first catch up this year, I think, isn't it?
You look
We just started
spectacular.
with the weather and whatnot. Like we were just having a normal catch up down at the pub.
Hey, Barry, what's going on? So you've lost the locks. Turn around, show us the back. Show us the back.
It's a bit
Oh
shorter.
my God,
now.
You're a new man. You must be absolutely, whacking that puss off with a stick. You must be knee deep in the stuff.
No.
Knee deep in clunge.
I started a new hobby. Me and George went fishing.
All right, that's a little bit. If the only pussy you're getting is George, then that's the problem.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh well. On that note, the game is about to get back underway. So, thank you very much.
Conclusion of the game. Do you want to wrap up?
We could do if you like.
Right.
Although we haven't got much time in between that game and the next one, do we? So maybe half time in Scotland, England.
We'll see how we're going. We might get interrupted by a streaker at that stage as well. Otherwise,
all right. Well, thank you very much for coming on, mate.
Hooroo. See you, buddy. Enjoy the game. See you, bud.
See ya. Right, we are back, ladies and gentlemen, for the second half of this matchup. Now, we are already 30 seconds in. It's just been a little bit of a kicking battle so far throughout the two sides. He'll be in here. Alan Jones having the carry. The thing that we talked about throughout that halftime talk was definitely the Welsh just need to make sure they don't give away those penalties. Discipline, so important in the second half, but it's going to be taken by Conor Murray. Currently 39 minutes left on the clock, and Wales, they'll be in search of some sort of point out of this match. It's like the Stormers versus Sharks game. It is a little bit, quite one-sided. One side doing all the attacking, but in that game, we saw a little bit of a comeback from the Sharks in that second half. When will the All Blacks play their first game of 2023? I believe their first game of 2023 is actually in about July or somewhere around there. Doing all right. My Super Brew wasn't predicting this blowout. It's the big VH show. Yeah, I don't think that's the thing. I was predicting, what do I go with in the end? There was the early stages of the week. I was saying that Ireland should win relatively comfortably. But then I got later in the week and I slowly started convincing myself this game's going to be close. Could go down to the wire, and that's not what we've had. Unfortunately, that's a big shot. Now, it's going to be Josh Adams down the wing. Oh, beautifully charged down, but the foot was in touch, was it? We're actually going to be going back. Hugo Keenan, though, taking that interception clean as a whistle that we've just heard from Carl Dixon as well. Who's that? That's Bigger. Bigger doesn't look good. I think he got hit in the chest. About there. I'm Irish, but I understand how you feel. Ireland has had some rough or very rough years, like 2019, smashed. Oh, yeah, that's not even a straight-on one. You can't brace for that angle because it's just straight into their Ringrose had a bloody heat-seeking missile straight into Bigger's ribcage and said, there we go. And I was like, big oof, says Grumless. A very big oof indeed. And he wouldn't have liked that one too much. He's back up on his feet though, Bigger, so fair play to him. Takes a big hit and he's gone, right. That wasn't ideal, but now I got to work out how to fix this. Work out the momentum, get me side back into the contest. If they score now, Wales, I know they're still well and truly out of it, but that's just a confidence builder when they head into their next game up against the Scottish. But damn, Bigger, now kicking this one into touch. 25 meters out. Warren Gatlin looking like a nervous man. He's also had a haircut, although he got a little bit shorter on the top than I did. I never was going to be close. Ireland are throwing down the marker for the World Cup. There's Barry. And Ozzy's going to be vomiting shards of his own pelvis later. That's a new one that I haven't heard before. Shards of his own pelvis. Sounds like a kind of cool name for a rock band that also kind of rebelled against the appearance. Now, it's going to be Thomas Williams. Short ball to Gareth Thomas. Now, Thomas Williams. There's a lot of Thomases out there at the moment. Now, another advantage for Wales. And just like that Sharks Stormers game, it seems like maybe the momentum in terms of the penalty count will be going in the home side's favour. for the second 40. But this time, Andrew Porter was the man penalised. If Wales take a 3-pointer here, I would be the most confused individual ever. Well, not ever. Some people probably get more confused at different times. That's going to be now 5 meters out. Line out opportunity. Andrew Porter charging over to the line out, ready to go, ready to rumble for a big second half. Ireland, they only need one more try and they get themselves that bonus point, which will sit them more than likely, I would say, second on the table in terms of at the end of the round. That is if France do end up having a great performance up against the Italians. Could be considered as a bit of a dark horse at the moment, not to win the competition, but just to cause an upset or two. Alan Wynne-Jones gets within 5 off to the short side. Just slowly working away. Going to be in no hurry. Yeah, I do see that they have got the replacement number 18 out on the field. I believe that is for number 3, Gareth Thomas, who's already gone off. Now, Liam Williams scores the try. Little bit of argy-bargy again. Push and shove, Dan Bigger. It's a dog pile. Everyone's on top of each other. They're having a great old time in the try area. But, yeah, a bit of push and shove. So pretty much the gist of what happened there was Liam Williams scored the try. Andrew Porter came in late and cheap shot at him. Dan Bigger wasn't happy, and then Dan Bigger pretty much just got dogpiled by the Irish. Good try by Wales. It's not that good. If you let them play, they will cut you to pieces, says Yanri now, and this game's over. Says Cameron, and also Wales get one. They certainly do. Dan Bigger not too happy, and they are going to be going upstairs just to check this one. Try to Wales, exactly as I predicted. Says Distracted Sports. You are a genius. Totally unnecessary. Don't fly in's a comment from... Tell you what, if Ireland did something slightly worse... Oh, what just happened there? I think Dan Bigger tried to kick it. He's been told he's not allowed to kick it. Maybe. Okay, it's going to be a penalty on the restart. That means that's actually quite big, because that now means that Wales will have a penalty at the restart. Another chance. Okay, so the gist of that is because Andrew Porter went in and tried to slightly smack into Liam Williams. Liam Williams wasn't happy, as you wouldn't really be. And then Dan Bigger went over and said, "Oi, don't do that." And then in comes the rest of the forward pack, and they said, "No, Bigger, sit down." But yeah, penalty reset, something we don't see too often. Now we've got a game to watch. Look how easy it is to score against Ireland. They can't handle physicality, says Yanri now. You always find the negatives out of every situation, don't you, Yanri? I feel like that's a special trait of yours. No matter what it is, always something. And hello, Hamish, long time, my friend. How are you doing today? Says Jeffrey. I'm doing very well, mate. It is good to see you. Now, normally you give me an update on the best race to follow or basketball. Which one are you watching recently? And that's gone into the Ireland 22 rough call, says the Distracted Sports. And other than that, says Days. And I was like, well, how about that? And give Ireland a 10-point handicap. They should win by more than 10. That throws not straight from Wales. So Ireland will now have themselves a scrum feed, inside of their own 22. And Wales are carving the island of Ireland open with ease now. Lol, says Crumpus. Ken Owens disappointed. That was an important one to get right. And it did not go straight. Is he a Safa Kiwi, lads? I believe there is South African origin there for Yanri now. He's currently in the US, though. But he was originally in South Africa, if I'm not wrong. Also, but it's true. They can't. Ireland lost against the Bulls because they didn't back down, says Yanri now. Now Conor Murray. About to feed the ball in. 1 try for Wales, 3 for the Irish, and they get themselves the penalty. Not just the free kick, but the penalty there. As the knee has gone down. Bring your feet up. Comment from the referee, Carl Dixon. And thanks, really appreciate that. Says Dragon Celt. And there wasn't much in it. I just like murder attempts his side of canvas. That explains a lot, says Barry. That one does fine touch. Total penalties conceded. It's interesting because Wales they were 7-1 at the start of this match for penalties. Whereas now Ireland have conceded 8 compared to the 10 of Wales. So Wales, even though they gave away so many early penalties, their discipline's actually improved drastically since that happened. Conor Murray, halfway line, running onto that ball nicely, does McCluskey. Again, down Wales, almost able to get the turnover. That's going to be Tyke Byrne. He's thrown the ball forward. He's also lost his blue headgear. I don't know who's stolen it. I know that it was off his head earlier on. And best bet each way race 210 at Shatton, Hong Kong today. There was lots of anticipation about this game. A bit of a flop for Wales. Irish look ruthless. There's Roof. Nice pass out wide though to Dyer. Wales score now. They aren't completely out of this. They're still close to out of it, but they wouldn't be completely out of it. They're starting to look a lot better in the second half. Wide pass from Josh Adams goes to Ken Owens. Has a fumble, but gets taken down by Lowe. Now Thomas Williams goes to the left again. The ball retention has been a lot better in this half as well here for Wales so far throughout the first 8 minutes. Thomas Williams putting this one high, almost charged down. Waiting for it to come down. It's a contest. Oh, I think Josh Adams has gone down there. I don't believe. Oh, they did go back for the obstruction against Josh Adams. Lovely, says Days of McTee. And also we've got there. Come on, Wales, says Jeffrey. Now kicking this one for the touchline. Dan Bigger gets it out. It's going to be 5 metres and a line out now for the Welsh. Wales not giving up. It's as if Warren Gatlin at halftime said, "Oi, if you don't sort your stuff out," I think he was going to take their iPhones off them. You know, he said, "No phone time for the week if you boys don't go out there and at least put on a bit of a fight." 46% action areas in the second half, 33. Those are both inside of the 22. And those were percentages as well. Ireland just ride out the sheep herders Storm in the first 20 minutes, says Barry. And also by the disguise, Katie, she's always had the scrum last account, Grumpus. In fact, she almost had the scrum last account before she had the Katie Dixon. And also I sense a bit of urgency from the old man of Wales. That's going to be a knock on though from the Welsh. In fact, that ball got stuck in the rolling maul. Didn't quite come out, so that will be disappointing for them. And it's not a disguise. I merged my 2 channels. See scrum less there. Thomas Williams taken down. Then round the side. There's Tuparik. He was just caught straight away by Caelan Norris. That's true, says Sebastian. I was like, howdy, hey, brother. Says Grumless. And who wins the Super Bowl tomorrow? Philadelphia or Kansas? It's the Super Bowl tomorrow. I didn't even know the Super Bowl was tomorrow. Man, I'm bad at following some sports. So that's like the big one, isn't it? Like the big one. Currently 5 metres out from the line. Ireland now with another scrum feed. Currently the score sits 27 points to 10 in favour of Ireland. Oh, another scrum a little bit shaky. Players going down. In the front row. I believe that's Dylan Lewis going head-to-head with Porter. Big love, 10 out of 10. And then also Monday, says Jeffrey Fockerd. So that's tomorrow, isn't it? Yeah, it is tomorrow. It's not tomorrow, says the May 5. Wait, is it tomorrow or is it not tomorrow? We seem to have a situation. And the one where they throw the ball forward. Absolutely. Here, see. And Eagles all the way, says Cameron. Now just waiting for the scrum. Now they mentioned in one of the recent rule changes that they are going to try and speed up scrums. God, it's the Super Bowl. May go check it out live, says Yanri now. We'll fit in again by Conor Murray. On short side off to James Lowe with the big left boot. Gives it a heave. It doesn't find touch. So Wales now will have the counter-attacking opportunity. Liam Williams goes across to Rio Dyer, who carves up the middle. Good tackle made on him by Gary Ringrose. Is always solid when it comes to the defence. Now Dan Bigger going for the kick and behind, trying to make it awkward for the Irish. Sits up for Lowe, though. Now able to get the big boot. He's got his tongue well and truly out of his mouth. It's a massive kick down into the 22. Now Liam Williams Gone from Wales being on the attack to now Wales having to just try and run it out from their own 22. All available again. Williams goes to the right to Talupe Falatau. Today is Sunday. The Super Bowl was on Monday, says Jeffrey. And there as well. To the left, Halloween Jones. So there's some complaining going on from one of the Irish players. Now there's a bit of push and shove there. It looked like they were going to try and take each other down like it's Greco-Roman wrestling. Thomas Williams puts it high again. Now Adams chases. Taken very well by Hugo Keenan, driven back a metre or two. Ireland, this will be their first real chance with the ball in hand almost of this half. Today is Saturday, says Krampus. Depends on where you are. Here in New Zealand, we are sitting Sunday. Downfield from Sexter. How do you feel about James Lowe betraying you and playing so well for Ireland? See, that's that negative attitude again, Henry. Like, he wasn't getting a chance for the Kiwis, so went back to his roots and he's succeeding. So that's the main thing. It's going to be a slip, though, for Rio Dyer. Didn't quite have the space. Unfortunately, the pass was a little bit too far over his head. Who wins the Super Bowl? You mentioned the teams earlier on, right? I've already forgotten who was in it. Someone said Eagles all the way. That was Cameron. I trust Cameron, so Eagles are going to win it. Super Bowl was on the 13th of February. Says Cameron, today is Saturday. For some people, we live on a sphere, brother. Says Grumlass. And also, we have got the Earth is flat from Krampus. Tuparik with a nice pass, or so we thought, till that extra little bit of height did cause it to go over the head. I was like, you were not complaining, Henry, says Barry Power. Right, couple more changes being made for Wales. Bringing in the reinforcements here. I've just said that someone for Wales who has just come in is actually, he's only had 3 hours of professional rugby this year, or competitive rugby anyway. The Super Bowl is being played Saturday or Sunday, Feb 12th, 2023. Oh, we probably couldn't do a live stream. We wouldn't know what's going on. I'm going to watch the Super Bowl and have no idea what I'm looking at. Says Jan Ringdell. It's always on a Sunday. I live in the USA. Here's Grumlass. Now Rio Dyer claims that one. Kick Dyer. Oh, that's taken out late. Did he mean to, though? I know it was very late, but, yep, they are going back for it. The late hit, Liam Williams shaking out the shoulder. How late was this? I feel like there might have been the chance that he just jumped. Yeah, he jumped up and got him on the way down. He didn't really have too many places to go, but then you ask the question of should he have pulled out of that jump rather than flying in for that one. I can't wait not to watch the Super Bowl, says Sebastian. I have a question for you, Sebastian. If myself and George were to do the Super Bowl live stream, would you watch it? And better question, because you might still say that you'd watch it because we're doing it. Would you watch it and kind of enjoy it if we were doing the live commentary for it? And give him an Oscar, says Daza McTee. And if his name's not Thomas, he's not Welsh or Jones. Yeah, their hands did flail, didn't they? They went up like that, like he was on the roller coaster at Disneyland. So he jumps up, nowhere near the ball, comes down. He does collide. They say he doesn't change his body position, but he does collide. Penalty only sounds like what they're going for. A Super Bowl game not over 3 hours long. Yeah, but we do test match cricket, so that's like a light one. I will watch you as long as you're not talking about the game. Yeah. And also, definitely only penalty, says Distracted Sports. What the hell did he have to hit Liam Williams like that? Says Dragon Celt. And nope, Super Bowl was bad, says Barry Bauer. Right, Wales get themselves the penalty. And this second half has been a lot more Welsh than it has been Irish. Let's have the day. Irish started with a bang bang. Says Roof. Back for touch. This Welsh commentator doesn't like anything that the referees do. She said earlier on that there was one that should have been more than a penalty. She said that one should have been more than a penalty. I think she wants to see an Irish yellow card. Just the theory there. That's going to be a drop ball from the Welsh again. The ball goes wide, nicely picked up by Hugo Keenan. It's moved just outside of the Irish 22. Also, you're going to be bored out of your mind, says Yanri. You can never be bored when George is in a room. Now, Rio Dyer gets the interception. Oh, that's an injury. Is that bigger down? No. I think that's George North who stayed down with some sort of knee injury here. Now to look by Falatau, driving hard. They've got Alex Cuthbert off the bench, though, so it's not the absolute end of the world. That's another drop ball. This time it's Josh Adams who puts it down. Now Mac Hansen has plenty of space to be able to kick it down towards the halfway line. Taken by Rio Dyer. Now across to Bigger, who's going to run it himself, run straight at Finley Bilham. So I think there are better men that you could be running at that don't want to snap you in half. Now Adam Beard back now to Hawkins. I think Hawkins has had a relatively solid game. He hasn't really been linking up well with his teammate in the midfield North, but he's still been looking relatively good, I feel. Evans Jones-Williams. And also this has turned into a great game. Says Dragon Celt this time. Penalty goes the way of Ireland, though. The problem with the Super Bowl in every American sport, they call themselves world champs, but the world or the whole world doesn't play it. Says Cameron. That is a true statement. Protecting the ball, they've said. Ball was clearly exposed. There's been a lot of penalties in the second half. Farrell should absolutely give it to his players. They're giving away stupid penalties, says Connor Cahill. Perth Wildcats to beat Sydney Kings in the Aussie NBL basketball today. I forgot that the NBL was a thing. I remember watching, like old school, I used to watch the Breakers like every game. But I don't know what happened. I think it's because my sister stopped playing basketball. So I used to watch all the basketball on TV so that I'd know what was happening in her game and kind of get to see what they were doing right, what they were doing wrong. But ever since she started or stopped playing, I feel like I stopped watching basketball. American football is boring. Rugby is superior, and Americans are beginning to agree. MLR is surging, and our rugby season starts right after the Super Bowl. So football fans have something to watch. I can't remember the other one, says Krampus. And yeah, America just play just each other and think their sport is the best in the world. No one would beat them, says Yanri now, and slow momentum down for the Welsh. Right, we've seen a lot of penalties all compacted into the last 10 minutes or so up against Ireland, but they do win themselves their own line out. Now 30 meters out from the line. Dan Sheehan's got this one. Looking to give it off to Connor Murray, and he does. Now Mac Hansen moves up to the 22. This is great work from Ireland in the breakdown. Always getting that man in early, stopping the opportunity of the turnover. Now Peter O'Mahony driven backwards by Falatau and Owens. Murray goes off to Ian Henderson. Good defence from Wales. Couple meters lost there for the Irish again. Finley Bilham drops to a knee. Phase after phase at the moment. Sexton with the short ball. It's already 4:40 a.m. here. McGregor and Chandler has it been confirmed on UFC card, I assume, rather than another company. It's a big fight. Intriguing fight. Do you know when it's going to be happening? Distracted Sports. Oh, I love that, says the May 5. Now Johnny Sexton goes short. Again to McCluskey. In fact, both number 12s have been playing well. Ireland and Welsh. Now Caelan Doris again. It's another contact. Sexton with the skip past O'Mahony. Now Hansen tries to open some space up for Gary Ringrose. George North makes the tackle on him. Up to 12 phases at the moment, and now they get themselves the advantage here. So Ireland might throw something special here. Johnny Sexton goes back to James Lowe. Was it deliberately knocked down by Dan Bigger? I've said it was deliberate, but now Dan Sheehan testing the pace, goes for the grub, or was he taken out as well? There's going to be a penalty and maybe something more here for the Welsh. Also, yeah, and the forward passes would make everyone's head explode, says Grumley. Said, oh my gosh, they've got 10 now. They certainly do. Right, they're going upstairs. They're having a look at this one. Oh, he's got a wide arm. I think this might be a yellow card for Dan Bigger, which he won't be happy about, of course. Wide wrap. Rather than just going like this, he's kind of gone, yeah, we'll go right round. As if he was a teenager in a movie theatre trying to make the first move on his date. You know how you kind of do the yawn and you do that big round one? Didn't actually end up doing that at any movies. I have only been to the movies with the boys. So, yeah, haven't experienced that. Johnny Sexton kicks it into touch. 10 metres out, in fact, 15 out from the line. Tackles made so far. We have seen 142 tackles from the Welsh. They've managed to make, well, they've had 17 dominant tackles, 18 tackles missed. Ireland, they've made 116 and 11 missed tackles. We are definitely working on it, brother. We got MLR, and there are so many quality overseas players from Fiji and Australia and New Zealand and South Africa, and they bring so much experience to teach us. There's Graham Lass. It's going to be the rolling maul again for Ireland. Dan Sheehan's got this one. Looks like he might have handed it off there to Andrew Porter. They've tried to break away. I see Tom O'Toole's now out on the field, and already it's going to be another penalty to the Welsh, only 5 metres out from their own line, so had to get it, or else it could have been quite a bit of danger for them. Time not confirmed, but officially announced by the slapper Dana. They're going to be the ultimate fighter. Oh, okay. For the fact that they're ultimate fighter coaches makes that just that little bit more enjoyable, doesn't it? That's got me excited. So next August, or for the next season, no, sorry, this August, I should say. Nice. Exciting scenes here, Jeff. 17 points difference still, Ken Owens. Is he going to be taken off the field? He certainly is, alongside Alan Wynne-Jones. Bundyaki is back, says Dragon Celt. And this is basically Leinster versus Ospreys, a bit of Scarlet and a bit of Dragon, says Yanri now. Of course, you can't forget the fact that not all of Ireland's side are playing for Leinster. They've got a few Munster and Ulster men thrown in there as well. Bundyaki, the Connacht man. Thomas Williams, box kick again. Rio Dyer did well with the body position there. Turned his back to the to the Irish defender, which then meant he had a good chance of being able to reclaim that one now. Kicked him behind here from Hawkins. Goes for the kick himself. He's going to keep on rolling. Hugo Keenan waited for it. He did just get to put that one down inside of the in-goal area. And that is going to be a goal line dropout. Looks like James Lowe considered taking the short, snappy, little sneaky one. Decides against it in the end. In Ireland, they're still chasing that one more try. If they get one, they get the bonus point, which means they could walk away from this game with 5 points. 0% approval comment, Yanre. You're on fire, amigo. Amigo, I should say. Sebastian. Now kicked off deep from the goal line dropout. Dan Bigger goes to Liam Williams, who runs it straight at the Irish defence. You're holding him right there, says the ref, so he's not going to give them a penalty for that one. Scott Baldwin. Williams to Bigger. Now the back line's looking good. Rio Dyer, the speedster, getting up to 15 out. Wales, if they score now, they still have half a chance in this contest. Now Williams thought about going short side. Looks like there might be a bit of an injury here once again for George North. He's just getting the wrong side of every deal at the moment. Now wrong as always, says Barry. Penalty goes the way of Ireland for not releasing. I'm quickly going to check some odds for this matchup because Ireland should still win. They should be able to, but I don't know. There's just that little bit in the back of your head that says, what if? What if we keep on seeing more tries tackle off the ball? I've just said, so they're going to have to do a bit of a Google. Not a Google, but The penalty's been turned around. Officiating is awful as usual. And also, bigger wide no yellow card for the deliberate knock on. Yeah, the fact that he didn't get a yellow for that was quite surprising, I thought. Right, Bundy Arkey giving away the penalty, which then means now Wales have got themselves another opportunity. And at the moment, Ireland, is it so much that they are gifting them the chance, or is it just that Wales are starting to fire here? It's a hard one to work out, but now George North is going to be going. Actually, he's a part of this rolling more. I thought they were going to say he's coming off the field just because of those injuries. Thomas Williams stolen, just thrown down, unfortunately, for the Irish number 5, James Ryan, but he sacrificed his body for his team. And that's the main thing. And also, what did Arkey do there? Says Dragon Celt. So they said that he did take out George North off the ball, I believe it was. That they did decide on. Although I didn't actually get to see it because I was doing the checking the odds. Because I thought that it was just a stock standard Irish penalty. I can see what he did. Says Dragon Celt, but there will be another line out here for Wales. How many chances does Wales need? They should be been in front a long time ago. Says Yanri now. 16 minutes left. Big throw opportunity here for the Welsh, and Warren Gatlin. He watches on with eager eyes. So if his side can somehow get back into this, Cuthbert goes through. Almost thought about the offload. Oh, sorry, it wasn't Cuthbert. It was actually Rio Dyer. Now in behind, they've got numbers here for the Welsh. The rush defensive Ireland starting to create a few gaps, but James Lowe brilliantly done in the breakdown to be able to strip that ball away. Without rugby, there'll be millions causing chaos in the streets. Says Krampus, and also, says Dragon Kelp. Right. Johnny Sexton took a bang to the mush. Does he want them to go upstairs and have a look at it? I believe he does. And Wales much improved, but this Irish defence is pretty impressive. What a sensible comment, Tony. Says, I read out everything, don't you? So if you put that at the end, my brain would just go, I've got to read it anyway. But it was a sensible comment. Their defence is still very hard to break through, which I think is why Wales haven't been able to get themselves into the lead yet, or even close to the lead, just because Wales, as much as they throw at them, Ireland still seem to be able to make those important tackles when it matters most. Oh yeah, a bit of a collision between Sexton and Liam Williams. Okay, they're going to go upstairs. He caught him on the chin, Liam Williams, so he might be in a bit of trouble. Okay, they want to go full motion, see all the details for millions and millions of aggressive males. And 17th of Feb, brother, for when the MLR season kicks off. So, yeah, it's quite close. Right, this is going to slow it down just a little bit, which gives the players a little bit of a break. Do you see that Craig Casey, he has come out onto the field. He came out a few minutes ago for Connor Murray. Red card, says Crumpus. Okay, we need a good angle with this one to have a proper look. Oh, okay. So I think it's going to be a yellow card against Liam Williams rather than the red. It's on who wins your Six Nations. I think for me it's between Ireland and France. But it's a very hard one to pick who gets themselves the win. Did I say Ireland and France? I hope I said Ireland and France anyway. And also head contact straight red, says Grumpus. Because he was ducking down, they said that there was a little bit of mitigation. 6-week ban, says Grumpus. And also, how do you follow MLR online or like a crazy ESPN package? I believe, depending on where you are in the world, for us here in New Zealand, we've got there's an MLR Rugby Network. That's the one. Rugby Network website. Right, the crowd are booing it. Okay, so the reason that the crowd were booing it was because Johnny Sexton winked after getting hit high, as if to say, yep, I knew what I was doing. But he did get struck relatively high, to be fair to him. Rolling more once again for Ireland. They still need one more try for that bonus point. No way is the MLR free. He likes a bargain. Yeah, it's on the Rugby Network. And I believe they leave the replays up of the matches as well on there so you can catch up with the games that you do miss. So, decent option. Rio Dyer there. Just knocked that one on. It was a two-handed take. And also www.therugbynetwork.com. That's one, sis. Just sign up. It's free, and I promise it's all there. With the odd archive games, Japan 1 games, and all sorts of stuff. Another deliberate knock on. Says Crumpus and how many teams in the MLR. I believe there are 10-ish, 10-ish, 8 or 10, I think it is, or maybe 12. An even number anyway. I need to get a try. They do. One try, bonus point, extra one on the board, which could be the difference between winning and losing a Six Nations title. There are 13. Oh, okay, so it's not an even number. I was very wrong. Now, Williams has been a Wales best today, so a big blow for Wales. Good point, T. Dizzler. That's a new nickname that I haven't heard before. Oh, Craig Casey just jumped on. Guys, there's an opposite number. Penalty goes to Wales again. Now, I think there's a little bit of trouble here for the replacement number 21. Quite the knock to the side of the head. It looks like he's going to be all right. I think it was Kieran Hardy. I think I'm going to end up yawning a little bit throughout the next live stream. I think the 21 hours of being awake is catching up with me, but we're still going to be here. We've got water. So if we fall asleep, we're going to tip this on our head. Also, I like this little yellow gauge bar. Yeah. Unique to the comp. I don't think we've seen that before, have we? And split into Western and Eastern, is it? And just the info, Katie, going to get struck or going to get stuck in this year's season. We're going to go for the San Diego Legion 619 in it, says Sebastian. Me too, I was wrong. Says Nate, I am often wrong, so I'm used to being wrong at this point. You know, you just kind of go, oh, yeah, nah, got it wrong again. And 10 shots versus 27 shots. His liver is still functioning. Now, Wales looking to roll forward. Ireland's rolling more defence has been very solid throughout this match. And why have you been up so long? You need a kip boy. Says Red Sports. It's pretty much because when I woke up this morning, well, originally we were going to have cricket, but I already knew that we didn't have cricket today due to it being the other team forfeited. So we won a game. Very impressive. But yeah, I also wanted to go down and watch the senior cricket team of our area play in their final. So I ended up waking up slightly earlier. Right. The penalty. In fact, sorry, the scrum goes the way of the Irish. Again. And hold on, I'm missing some teams. So 13, Legion, Hawks or Seahawks, Warriors, Hounds, Gold, ATL. Oh, because what's his face's teams got taken out, didn't they? Did they? Maybe. New England Free Jacks, Old Glory, DC. I'm just chasing the dollar, says Crumpus. Which dollar is that? Because I haven't seen any dollars yet. Ross Byrne making his way out onto the field. That is to replace Johnny Sexton. Got a bit of a disappointed look on his face at the moment, Sexton. Also, greetings, Hamish, says Shane. Welcome in again, mate. Yep, Los Angeles and Austin are gone. As Shady as hell says Scrum Lass. I do see Alex Cuthbert also making his way onto the field. I just said last time that Johnny Sexton will be playing in Wales of his rugby career. No dollar, says Crumpus. Yeah, what dollar are we talking? I don't have a dollar. We did have about $1 in the TAB account so that we could see the games on there, but that dollar is now gone. Williams, nice pass off. Now trying to go through Hardy. Some quick stepping. Sends it off to Dylan Lewis, who's tackled by Doris. Still 5 minutes left of the yellow card. So if Wales want any chance of getting back into this contest, they do need to score while being at a man disadvantage. The Yankee Warstone Wasp, says Sebastian. Now off to the left, quick hands, great hands from Wales. Now Josh Adams, tackled early by Craig Casey, looking to get over the ball. Were his hands down? He has not turned it over though. Instead, Jack Morgan with the fend almost through. Hanson knocked it on the ground. No, going to be play on. Reese Webb. Now another offload. Now Webb again. One more pass. Good low tackle made on Hawkins. Have a water break, Johnny Sexton. Says, Nate, you're supposed to generate $1 for your content. Says Crumpus there. And I was like, come on, you fuckers, flick the boys some quiche. Says the Dragons. Well, thank you very much for the donation, mate. I do love a quiche. I used to eat the Copeland's quiches all the time, but I was very fussy, so I would take off the tomato off the top of it. Oh, that's high. That slapped him around the jaw, didn't it? Or was it just chest high? I swear that was up near the chin. Now Ross Byrne short ball to James Lowe. Looking for the offload option. Didn't quite find it. It's 4:55 and freezing cold, says Shane. Bundyaki back up to his feet. Casey going across now to Vanden Flower. Byrne. One more pass. Out wide from Ireland, chasing the bonus point. Mac Hansen steps nicely. Flick out the back. Dan Sheehan. Close to the touchline. Everybody give Hamish some $1. Says Crumpus. And there, the doors. They have heard about the floods in New Zealand from family that side. Says cited. Yeah, that is up a little bit more top North Island than anywhere else, really. So actually where Distracted Sports roughly is nearby. Still a man down here for Wales with 9 minutes left on the clock. Ireland looking at final. We'll get that final blow in this matchup. Mac Hansen flicks a miracle offload. Sheehan somehow stays in the field of play. Now Ross Byrne, 10 metres out. And this Welsh defence overall, it has also been pretty strong throughout this matchup. Craig Casey, or at least in the second half, I should say, they are yet to concede a single point in this half. And a Happy New Year, says Shane V. Now Craig Casey goes around the side himself, which is a bold move to make for a small halfback. Ireland committing plenty to the breakdowns, all looking to go right round the side. Casey, who does he go to now? It looks like Mac Hansen's asking for it in the pocket. Instead goes off to Andy Henderson. They've now got the advantage. So now Mac Hansen should receive this ball. Instead, it will be a player of the year from 2022, Josh Vanden Flower. Well, sorry, 2021 was it? He didn't end up getting it, Josh Vanden Flower, but he has scored nonetheless, and that is the Irish bonus point that they have been so drastically chasing for the second half. They hadn't scored since about the 24th minute. Now, after an extra 40 minutes, closer to 50, they have been able to stop them. And also well-deserved bonus points as Distracted Sports. Yeah, they did well. And the end Ireland just keep on pushing. A 2022 MVP, says Nate. He was indeed Josh Vanden Flower. An absolutely class player. And I think he's going to have a pretty good season here as well. Now, Ross Byrne should be about as simple of a kick as he will ever have to do. Although we did see in that Storm and Sharks game that Marnie Lebok missed one from straight out in front. But that one has gone over. And that will make the score 34 points to 10 in favour of the away side. Like they've just said, Wales, they committed a lot of men right next to that breakdown, which then left gaps open on the outside, and Josh Vanden Flower was absolutely buzzing from scoring that one up against a 14-man Wales side. And Ireland maintains their status in the rankings, says Blues Nate. You can see that Andy Farrell, it certainly meant a lot for him getting that extra try. We will do is we will get into that. I have not played well for a while. Unfortunately, think that the score is down to a poor Wales rather than a good Ireland. There's Mountains of Asylum. Hawkins having that ball. Ireland trying to look for the turnover. Now Wales. In this scenario, there's not much that they can really get out of this match. They'd need to score 3 tries in 6 minutes to get themselves the bonus point, Oh, James Lowe, was that a deliberate knockdown? You'd have to say it was to a certain extent. Did it go backwards, though? Wales on the halfway line, still playing with 14. We need a quiche emoji, says Grumlass. Or we just need a quiche. Massive one. Both teams look average, says Grumpus, although that's expected. They haven't played as an international side for over 3 months, I believe it is, or somewhere around that 3-month margin. So there'll always be a couple little rough parts in there for both teams. Said that the penalty count relatively even now between the sides. Ireland. What was the score in that Sharks game? In fact, I've still got it open. It was 46 points to 19. So if we were to have a similar score to that, that would mean that Wales need to score once and Ireland need to score twice in the last 5 minutes. So that's not quite happening. Quiche sounds delicious right now. So hungry I could eat my own leg. Well, maybe don't do that. Just a recommendation. But instead, raid the fridge. That's my advice. Gary Ringrose, 25 meters out from the line. Okay, it was stripped forward from Wales, scrum feed now to Ireland. So this will use up a little bit more time on the clock, which I'm sure they won't be minding too much now that they have secured their bonus point. Although every point is crucial, so points differential might actually be something that they're considering at this point now, Ireland. I should mention anyone who's new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. We're going to be back for the next matchup. It's going to be taking place at 5:30 a.m. I think New Zealand time. Is it 5:30 a.m.? I have to have a quick Google. No, 5:45, sorry. So we are starting at 5:35 a.m. Hugo Keenan, he has received man of the match. Fridge attack, refrigeration department assault, cooler siege, says Sebastian. And one more score, and it's Ireland's record away score against Wales, according to the commentary. Wow. It'll be a pretty impressive one for the Irish. And oh lordy, I'm so excited for England versus Scotland. Yeah, the fact that we get this game after watching a URC game, and then after this, we've got England versus Scotland. It's a dream evening, really. Like, the sleep deprivation is well and truly worth it. You know, like, I can sleep during the day tomorrow. It's going to be hot, though. That's the only thing. Hey, Siri, what temperature will it be today? Oh, no, it's not too bad. High of 25 degrees. I'm going to be sweating bricks by the time I wake up. In the evening, you guys must have spaghetti on toast for brekkie, says Shane V. Believe it or not, oh, that's a free kick to Wales. That's not the believe it or not, though. But I don't actually really like spaghetti. Not in a can, anyway. Oh, Craig Casey, he did something bad, so they get an extra 10 metres. Now George North slipping. I don't know if that was his knee giving out again for North, but if it is, I don't know why they've kept him out on the field for so long if he is injured. He looks like he's all right, but he's still not playing at 100%. Noz, I would eat that right now. Says Grumless. Off to the short side, Reese Webb. One more. Linking up nicely. Big sell on the dummy. Oh, did he knock it on the ground? No, it's all right for Jenkins. Moving up to the halfway line now, Wales, and they are back to 15. Pasta and bread together. You, sir, are not well, says Sebastian, and also bread Getty. And like carve out a loaf of bread and fill it with spaghetti, says Grumlass there. So I'm not the only one who doesn't have like spaghetti. Well, I assume you guys probably have spaghetti, just maybe not on toast. Boss skips his England ups, says Nate. Around the side, Reese Webb fighting for an extra meter, but he's lined up by Josh Van den Flower, who's now looking for the counter attack. Oh, good. Oh, was it a good clean out from Liam Williams? He flipped him up a little bit near to on his head. I think they're going to say play on just for now. Okay, Amo Black pudding and eggs on toast. I also haven't had black pudding. I'm very fussy. Well, I'm not really. I don't know if I'm so much fussy, but I just don't venture out. Like, if I've got something that I like that I eat, oh, big shot. on Liam Williams. I just don't change it. You know, like if I have, it's like I have wheat bix for breakfast, although breakfast is a bit different. I have like shoestring fries once a day, which probably isn't good overall, but like it's just I like them, so I just do them. And it's easy, isn't it? I eat a loaf of black pudding, says Grumlass. And that's more like it, says Sebastian. 30 seconds left, Ireland. Kick it for the touchline again. They're just looking to get that final blow over the English, or sorry, over the Welsh here. Bloaf, says Scrumlass. Bloaf sounds like you're bloated and you do something while bloated. Bloaf. Like you burp while bloated. It's just called burping, though, I think. Another big yawn. That yawn went longer than expected. Now, clock is past 80. Ireland's still rolling again. We've seen them roll quite a bit throughout this one and get some variety in your life. Mix it up, fella, says Distracted Sports. That's the thing. I once went a full month just eating chicken and rice and then wheat bix for breakfast. Just like wheat bix, chicken and rice, chicken and rice. That was my day. And I did that for a full month. What a mad lad. And spaghetti on toast is a New Zealand tradition, says Shane V. I haven't had a piece of toast in ages. That's a cross kick. Mac Hansen picks it. Oh, he's been wrestled out. He's been put out into touch. And that will be the end of the game. Looks like Alice Cuthbert not too happy with the result here, but 34 points to 10. The Irish victorious over the Welsh. Doing very nicely indeed. But the next live stream, it is only about, I'd say, 30 or so minutes away. And it is going to be between England and Scotland. So what could end up being a very exciting game indeed. But anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Like I mentioned, we got plenty more coming. We got the Sevens coming up. We got the Six Nations. We got Super Rugby, URC, Test match cricket, shorter format cricket. We got cricket that we actually play in real life. Might do a fishing vlog at some stage soon because it sounded like you guys were kind of keen on seeing me and George try and catch a fish, which would go badly. Because once we catch it, we'd have no idea what to do with it. And congrats, Ireland, and thank you, Amish, for the stream. No worries at all. It was a good match. Overall, Ireland disappointed probably with their second half performance, just with the amount of penalties that they did give away and the lack of opportunities they created for themselves. But Wales, their second half was a lot stronger. And, you know, there's potential there from what we saw in the second half. First half, though, very rough, I guess you could say. Were you following the FIFA World Cup, Irish? I was, although it was very hard to watch the games just with the, I guess, the timing of them when we had other live streams and also while we were sleeping during those times. But yeah, I watched a majority of the playoff games just when I could. My stream pals is Distracted Sports. Are you, if you are keen, Tony, for the halftime chat of the next live stream between Scotland and England, let me know. Depending on whether or not your daughter is up or not, we could jump on for a quick little chat if you are keen. Thanks, Irish, says XCT, and Ireland have a lot to work on. Hopefully that will only benefit their chances for the World Cup. And thanks, Hamish, says Eric. The other one will do. It's Distracted Sports. But nonetheless, thank you all very much for tuning in. 25 minutes time, and then we are back rearing to go for England versus Scotland in the upcoming Six Nations fixture. But thank you all very much for being here. I will see you all for the next one.